So support for President Trump is so high that even fake news CNN, our old friends over there, they can't ignore it. Earlier today, CNN senior data reporter enthusiastically explained that Americans who believe the country is on the right track is surging under President Trump. Take a look.
Let's take a look at the percentage of the country who say that we're on the right track. It's actually a very high percentage when you compare it to some historical numbers. What are we talking about? According to Marist, 45% say that we're on the right track. That's the second highest that Marist has measured since 2009. How about NBC News? 44%. That's the highest since 2004. Wow. The bottom line is the percentage of Americans who say we're on the right track is through the roof. And if you were to compare it to when presidents have historically been reelected, of course, Trump is not constitutionally eligible to run for re-election, but I think it sort of puts it in perspective. 42% of the country says the country is on the right track when the incumbent party is re-elected. And also keep in mind, back when Kamala Harris lost and the Democrats were turned out of power, only about 27 to 28% of the country said the country is on the right track. The bottom line is right now, a much higher percentage of the country says we're on the right track.
In case you miss it, up high, it's high. Anyway, it's no surprise Americans are feeling this way. President Trump continues to deliver for you, the American people. Just take a look at all of these new investments the U.S. That have come into the U.S. since Donald Trump took office. This is a massive amount. And according to a new report, India now considering slashing their tariffs on $23 billion worth of U.S. imports to save itself from Donald Trump's reciprocal tariffs expected to start on April the 2nd. Here now with reaction, Fox News contributor, former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich. I'm going to put that scroll up again. Hyundai, Apple, NVIDIA, SoftBank, the Taiwan Semiconductor, Johnson & Johnson, Eli Lilly, Merck, and you've got foreign country investments. It's over $3 trillion, Mr. Speaker. $3 trillion. Is it not all because Donald Trump negotiated by using the threat of tariffs? Are people that dumb that they don't understand this man after 10 years?
Well, people on the left are committed to a different world, so they can't understand him. Everybody else does understand him, and that's why he has so much support. But remember, it's a combination of two big things. One, the tariffs will make it more expensive to manufacture outside the United States and less expensive to manufacture inside the United States. And two, if we get the one big, beautiful bill that President Trump and Speaker Johnson have been working towards, and which now Senate Majority Leader Thune agrees on, if we get that tax cut, the deregulation, the energy bill, all those things would get done in May or at the latest early June, then you've got a double whammy. You have it's going to be much less expensive to build in the U.S. You're going to get to keep more of your money if you build in the U.S. I mean, they've made some proposals which go all the way back to January 20th. They're saying retroactively they want to give you, for example, 100% deductibility if you build a factory. And we've never had that bias in favor of manufacturing before. And there are a series of those things coming down the road, all of them designed to create jobs in America and to increase the supply so much that if you combine that with cuts in government spending and elimination of waste, you're almost certainly going to see a significant drop in inflation.
And then the president, the majority of these tax cuts that hopefully will be made permanent, which I think should be part of any bill, and then no tax on tips, Social Security, or overtime, and factor in energy dominance. What do you say to those that are skittish on Wall Street just over the talk of tariffs that has resulted in $3 trillion worth of committed money to be spent in the country?
I would say they ought to study history. You know, I went back recently after Cliss and I were there for the inauguration, and I thought it was a remarkably powerful speech. So I went back and read some other inauguration speeches. In Jefferson's second inaugural in 1805, he says he's very proud that we have no internal revenue agents because all the government's money comes from tariffs. Now, that, frankly, I didn't know about till I went back and read it. McKinley, of course, made his entire career on a simple premise. We're going to raise tariffs. We're going to raise salaries. We're going to make it so desirable to manufacture in the U.S. And in a very short period, from 1860 to 1910, we became the largest economy in the world, and the tariff policy was part of it. But there's one other thing, which, Sean, you know well because you know President Trump awfully well. He likes to negotiate. He knows we're the largest market. He knows in one-on-one negotiations, he has all the cards. And so tariffs for him are a remarkably useful tool to get people to think differently about what they were about to do. And we're seeing that happen everywhere.
I might gently disagree with your characterization. Likes to negotiate, he never stops negotiating. And that seems to be the piece of the puzzle that people that don't like him don't ever want to understand. They don't want to understand him. You know, the only comparisons I ever hear historically is Smoot-Hawley, it's not going to work out, Great Depression. And I'm like, do you not see what's happening? That's $3 trillion is a lot of money because one president threatened tariffs.
Okay, I accept your modification. Let me just say that Trump lives to negotiate. It is a key part of his personality. But in addition, if you study history beyond the liberal lessons of the last 60 years in the Roosevelt era, the fact is prior to 1932, a high tariff policy worked. It worked for America. It made us the most powerful country in the world, and it can work again. And the $3 trillion you're talking about is a pretty good start.
I hope people will listen to the last Speaker of the House that balanced the budget 5 years in a row, and it hasn't been balanced since. I think you know what you're talking about. Newt Gingrich, thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.